and talk to me. Yeah. Don't you realize the game recognize game? What's going on? I'm Lou Bello, Louie Bello, aka Bello Baby.
Yeah.
What's up, Billy Dufresne, Bello Baby?
Okay. What you guys got, you know, in the works, man? What y'all had in the past too, man? What y'all up to?
Well, let's see. What have we been doing lately? Well, working on my second album right now. The Bello project is out now. This next album will be self-titled Louie Bello. Let's see. We just wrote a song for the governor of New Mexico. Bill Richardson's running for president. We just wrote his campaign song. We wrote a few songs for Blake Lewis for American Idol. We're in talks with them. You know, looks like a good deal for that album. What else, Bill?
October 11th, big show up at Kowloon.
Okay, that's right.
And that with Ernie Bach Music That Drives Us series, so it's going to be huge.
Okay.
Yeah, that show's going to be crazy because you guys watching this DVD, that show in October, we're filming this documentary for MTV on my life and my story the last couple of years, you know, trying to build this whole music thing and entertainment thing. So we're going to have 3 or 4 cameras up there, a crew, and anybody that comes to the show is going to get in that footage, you know, in the crowd. We're going to pull people off for interviews, you know, so we're piecing together the pieces of my life, and this is one big part of it. So if you guys, October 11th at Kowloon, you know, louisbello.com for more info. So that's a huge, you know, a huge undertaking for us right now.
Okay.
I started about 14 years ago when I started singing, you know, singing in the corners. I did my first recording when I was, I forget, I was like 17. I did my first recording, you know, after I'd been singing for a while on the streets, you know. And then when I was about 19 years old, I got a chance to work with Flip the Script, who's out in LA. He's from Dorchester originally, and Flip's working with Ice Cube. I mean, Eminem, everybody now. He moved out to LA, but he still reps Boston. But he gave me my first shot at writing a song called Summertime, and the moment I wrote that song, I just got hooked, and you know, I've just been grinding ever since, trying to get up to the top. At the end of the day, you want to make a living in this business. I mean, it's great to be real. It's great to want to go back to your roots, but if you're not making a living in this business and you're struggling, you got to try to switch your game up. And so I've constantly switched my game, and you know, without losing the integrity of what I do and what's inside me. And I've come to a point now where it's very lucrative for me right now. You know, I'm doing things, and I want to keep doing things. So I just can't even. I mean, everybody's collaborated to get where they are, and you got to give up something to get there. This business does not give you anything but headaches, heartaches, and grief. But if you're true to it and you love it, you go through all that stuff, and you realize that if you have to hook up with somebody, and just say, for example, you got to write a hook on that song, all right, and that song goes out. You don't get a lot of credit, but the guy who did the verses gets all the credit because he's the one producing. He's putting it out. But eventually, that leads you to the network of another guy who's going to help you get to the next guy who eventually puts you on. Like, there's little things you have to give and take. So if you have to give up a little bit to get to that next level, you have to do it. And that's why Boston gets pushed down a lot, is because nobody wants to give up that little bit. And you got to, I mean, just my advice, and this is just my advice, it's just my opinion from what I've been doing, but if people want to make it to the next level, they have to, first think bigger than Boston. Okay, you have to second think that it's okay to partner up with the guy across the street, even if you don't like him. But if he's doing things, and you have to swallow your pride because you're a good hook writer and he's a good rapper, you better get your ass over there and do a hook on his album if he wants you to, because you two partnering up now just expands your fan base. It expands the connections. This whole rivalry stuff, it's great to have your camps because we have our camp, we have our people, but our camp is so open. It's more than 3 people. It's like 1,000 people. You know, it's like DRETHACYCLONE. It's like all these people we meet all over the place. They all become part of Bello Baby because in the end, I mean, I don't know how I can help each individual person I've met, but at some point, you know, when I'm on and popping, I'm going to invite Dre to come on and try to push his stuff. Or there might be an opportunity for a show opening up for 50,000 people, and I'm going to invite the people. There's just always a way of helping each other, and you just have to think bigger than Boston. So
that's what's up. Now, speak back on the movie thing. Who came up with the concept of doing it? Like,
we actually did a short film when Louie was at Northeastern called Just Another Day, and we had so much fun. It was like a 10-minute film, but it was just a lot of the stuff and action and whatever, and we were just like, we got to do another one. We got to do another one. We had a plan to do it a couple of years back, and then Louis got so busy. He was, you know, going out to LA doing showcases. So we just thought, all right, he just came off 2 reality shows. How can we keep the heat on him? We thought, all right, let's go back to that idea, the movie idea we had. You know, let's put it on the internet, and then we'll draw attention to it. And we actually bumped into Joey Politics, who manages Dre Robinson, and he was just like, oh, you guys don't know that I do that? You know, I'd love to direct this. This is a great story. All of a sudden, it went from being an internet film to a film that the buzz and the people just jumped on. And it's funny because MySpace had a little bit to do with it too. I mean, we emailed some people on MySpace like, hey, you want to be involved with this? And I think that's how I talked to Ed O.G., even though he knew Louis, and we were just putting the feelers out there.
So I met Dre too, was it? On MySpace.
I talked to Dre, Cyclone on the phone, and then everybody just got involved, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. The media caught on, the people caught on, and it was an unbelievable ride. And that's really, from me, the credit goes to what we're doing right now. I mean, that movie turned us into the company to go to do a TV show that me and Louis wrote, and, you know, doing another show that we're working on, another movie. So it was huge. Opened the doors big, wide, you know, for a bunch of different people.
How did you get all them people together? Like, people don't understand how many people's up in there. Name a few. Give them a few people who's in there.
Yeah, there was
that card scene.
Yeah, there was the card
scene.
We had like a card game scene, and there was so many people. Now, when we were telling people you got to come down and do a cameo, they were just like, there was a bunch of cameos, and me and Louis were talking, and we had an idea for this kid Stax to be like the head guy who knew about a lot of the things that were going on in the movie, and we were just like, let's get cameos if we can, and let's reach out to everybody that we can to get in there. And all of a sudden, Ed O.G. came in, Team 220, Dre the Cyclone, Scooter, Noldy, who else was in that scene? There was a bunch of other people. JCO came down.
Smoke.
Yep,
Smoke
was down there. Huge, yeah, he's doing a bunch of things. Who else?
Yeah, there was a lot of people down there.
A lot of people.
Dre the Cyclone was in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was in the back. Holding his piece up in the back.
Yeah. Marcus Bell was down there.
Marcus Bell, the bell runner out of New Jersey. Yeah, it was crazy because we didn't expect it. You know, we didn't expect it. It morphed, like he said, as we went along. And there's another thing that, you know, we try to promote is going out of the box. You know, if you're a singer or rapper and you have other talents, you know, write a movie. Write something to put on YouTube. Do something to get yourself apart and use that to cross-promote. That movie, Dirty Crimes, has brought us more avenues of networking than just doing the music would have ever brought over the last year. So
it shows that we're not one-dimensional.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because, you know, we've been writing movies since back in college. You know, we're up to like 8 scripts right now, and we're working on getting funding for Ohio. It's called the next full feature we're trying to do. So a lot of things in the box.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
I only want your majors, girl. Stop, don't go. You don't have to front like you don't see.